Welcome back to BSRTC, where we pick up the coverage of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship live from Indianapolis, the road circuit, for round 20, with me, Chris Cohen, and Adam Barth. And Adam, race 1 was a brilliant defensive drive by Jamie Rushforth right up until the final lap.
Yeah, he managed to hold off the likes of Adeko Lopez and Wojciech Savidovic right until the final lap, when Savidovic managed to get into his slipstream and just make it down the inside into the first corner. It was a brilliant first race. Looking forward to this top 10 reverse grid second race. We
were just saying as well, another win for Savidovic, but he hasn't won for 11 races now. His last one was Suzuka, you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, since his win in Suzuka, which was on the 15th of May, so just over a month ago, we've had the likes of Adeko Lopez run away with this championship. So good to see Savidovic win another race.
And we'll have some updated standings for you in just a moment, but Koba Lopez is leading the championship. He out-qualified everybody at the start of the evening as well, and he really was the driver to beat. But then Rushforth surged past and held on to the lead for the majority of the race, and he almost got himself the victory, didn't he?
Yeah, Lopez was pretty clever. He didn't want Lopez to run away with another race and seal up the championship. He managed to attack him straight away, got down the inside, but unfortunately used up most of his tyre life in doing so, which left him pretty vulnerable to Savidovic by the end of the race.
Well, a real shame, but doesn't seem too down-spirited about that. And Chepalewski, with his blown engine, well, it really was unfortunate. I don't know how many drivers blew engines in that last race, but it was more than we would like to see. Anyway, he's dropped another place to David Baker in the championship as a result. So this is after 19 races, after the race we've just seen. And you can see that Lopez has extended his lead by 3 points to Jamie Rushforth. Savidovic and Hoog are now separated by even more points, and the championship is kind of starting to spread out, I suppose.
We're starting to finally find the main protagonists for this season's championship.
Well, I'd say Adam Terry is probably a little bit far back to be considering a championship victory, but we do have another 14 rounds if you include this race to go. So it is a long way to go, and well, who knows? I suppose we'll have to wait and see. They are the top 10 anyway for this race. The drivers have an opportunity to warm up now for another about 5 minutes, and we'll head down to the grid to get round 20 underway. Just having a look down the driver list here. Peter Van Gool. He like in the last few races we've seen him in. At the end of the second race, he tends to finish around the 20th place mark, doesn't he? And then he ends up right near the front again. Do you think we'll be seeing that reverse grid 20 favour Peter Van Gool again this evening?
I've got a feeling we will. Usually, we saw in race 1 that there was a crash at the start. Let's see if Peter Van Gool can gain some positions off the start and gain that top 20 reverse grid pole.
Well, 22nd in the last race, so he's only got to make up 2 positions to do it. And let's have a look down this grid now. It's a reverse 10, the reverse top 10, whatever the right order of words is there. Why don't you take us through the grid for this next race?
Yes, so on pole position is Ellis Stevens in the eBay Motors car, and then in second place is Jerome Kaiser. We saw him nearly win at Road America, but for a mistake on the final lap. He lines up second. Third place is Linus Bostrom, and then in fourth place is Russell Laidler, the sole CQR car in this race. Then Stefan Hoog, Andreas Katz, then our top 3 finishers from race 1. Jamie Rushforth in 8th, Adeko Lopez in 9th, and our race 1 winner, Wojciech Savidovic, in 10th.
Thanks, Adam. And just on the subject of the blown engines and all that kind of associated jazz, I'm wondering if might be able to have a quick word with Dan Hunt, who didn't suffer too well in the first race. Are you there, Dan?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you alright, Chris?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Your engine seemed to take a bit of a beating in the first race, but you weren't the only one, and we've got a bit of a concern in the commentary box as to who we might lose. Do you have any idea what went wrong?
Robert Graham hit the wall in front of me, and I think I just panicked and downshifted too quickly, unfortunately.
So it's not a problem with the engines or the temperature of the circuit or anything to do with anything like that, it's just that was a one-off occasion.
I think so. It was all my doing, unfortunately.
Well, it's a big shame because it's going to put you quite far down, but where you're starting in 29th place for race 2, should be fairly easy pickings to begin with, at least moving up through the field, right?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. I think if you get stuck behind someone that's a bit slower in the infield, it's going to cause a bit of problems, but
and we
we'll
saw
see.
Stelian Chepelewski suffering from exactly the same problem you had, which is just the engine just completely gave up on him. But you're fairly sure that that's not going to be a problem for him this time either as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it was probably his own doing as well. Unless he suffered damage, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, difficult to say at this stage, but with about 2 minutes to go until we grid up for this one, we'll let you go prepare. But thanks very much, Dan.
Excellent, cheers, Chris.
That's Dan Hunt there for DMR Hydrographics, and it's interesting what he's saying there, Adam. His opinion is that it wasn't anything to do with the temperature or anything like that. We have seen, for example, in the Skip Barber series that we saw a number of seasons ago at Okayama, the temperature was exceptionally high there, and we lost 3 drivers, some of them right from the front of the field, to blown engines, one right on the very final corner of the race. And drivers were keen to blame that on the hot weather, but Dan Hunt says not the case here, so business as usual. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I wonder if Stelian Chepelewski might have had the same issue. He was in the thick of a battle between the top 3, however it could be the hot temperatures as well. My previous experience at Okayama, I have seen cars blown up there as well, so the temperature could easily be playing a part here at Indianapolis.
Ellis Stevens, another pole position. He's got a habit of sneaking into this pole position spot, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've seen him over the last few races start right up there, but throughout the race start to drop back. Let's see if he can hold on to that lead and possibly get a win. He is the 2-time champion after all.
You've got to say the reverse grid format really does favour Cobo Lopez, because there's no one who quite has the audacity and desire to overtake as much as he does.
Today, Cobo Lopez is the only person this year to have won the first 2 races in a race meeting, and that was, funnily enough, here at Indianapolis. He won the first race there and the second race as well.
Well, can he do it again? It's the question. He won't be doing it again, but can he get to the front this time and win this one? He was only able to come second in the last race, but probably good enough for him, as he extends his lead to 72 points now in the Drivers' Championship. But don't forget, the prize money in this series is down to the Team Championship, so it's whether that eBay Motors team can haul themselves up, and part of that, even if we've got extremely consistent high results from Lopez, is going to be the rest of the team, including pole position man for this race, Ellis Stevens. So we've already said he's probably not going to be able to hold on for the win. I think it's fair to say that he doesn't quite have that kind of pace, but where could he realistically finish here?
Who, at Cobo Lopez?
For Ellis Stevens, who'll be starting on pole.
I think he can I think he'll be happy if he can keep it inside the top 10. Just a shout out for Stelian Chepelewski. Can he get inside the top 20? He's starting 32nd.
Well, he's very, very determined, especially when he's at an early setback. That is another eBay Motors car taking up pole position there. It's got the red mirrors, not the blue mirrors, so instead of Cobo Lopez, it's Ellis Stevens this time on the pole position spot. Johan Kaiser will start just behind him. And you can see Russell Laidler there on the inside for CQR with the blue mirrors on that yellow machine. Lopez is the eBay Motors car in the back, in the centre of the picture right now, and just look how far this goes back. Even though the World Cup's on, even though it's the inaugural game of the 2014 Football World Cup, still got 36 drivers out there on the field to start round 20 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship from Indianapolis Road. Here we go, we are underway. Ellis Stevens will lead them all down to turn 1. Not a great start from Jeroen Kaiser there, and Linus Brostrom's directly onto him straight away. Laidler looking down the inside as well. Kaiser's going to get mugged here by the time we get down to the first corner. Let's hope everyone can get down there safely this time around, but there's a huge pack of cars here. Oh, somebody's messed up the braking zone there, I think, and well, they're filtering through slowly. Everyone's taking... Oh, and it's another one of the AMD cars turned around. It's Chris Siddle has been turned around there, and he's getting that car turned around once again and back facing the right way. It's a difficult one trying to get everyone through turn 1 there, Adam.
Yeah, but everyone's managed to get through there cleanly for the majority, but what a brilliant start by Russell Laidler up into second place and is right onto the back of Ellis Stevens straight away.
Fantastic start for Laidler there, and he's going to be wondering just how he managed to pull that one off. It was a slow start from Jeroen Kaiser that kind of slowed up the rest of the field, and Laidler started from the 5th position there, so 3 positions made up already. Or was it the 4th position? I might be telling a porky pie there. Never mind. Everybody else still filtering through. Lopez is in 9th at the moment. Where is Jamie Rushworth? He's up to 7th, so he's already making waves. And Chapelewski starting right back in, where did you say, 29th?
31st, I think, as we come around to complete the first lap. He hasn't made much ground up. I think he's up into 28th place. Oh,
problems for Dan Hunt. Problems for Dan Hunt once again as he gets that one sideways, and oh, it's contact with Chapelewski, in fact, and that looks to have bent something on the car. Yeah, he just can't keep that one on the track.
Laidler takes the lead. Chris, he went down the inside of Ellis Stevens into the first corner, and Stevens is now coming under immense pressure from Jeroen Kaiser.
Well, Laidler is already picking up quite a gap here because these two behind are fighting it out. Oh, little duck down the inside. Beautiful move from Ellis Stevens. Let Kaiser go. Let him think he had that second place and then slip round the other side. And he is up to 2nd once again after losing it very momentarily for half a corner. Stefan Hug, though, is up to 4th now. Him and his teammate Kaiser, the Chrome Restart guys, 3rd and 4th. It's a pretty strong position to be in for a team, especially when you've got David Baker in 8th as well.
Yeah, Stefan Hug, I wonder if he's thinking about a race win. He's just got to get past Ellis Stevens now, and then he can get right onto the back of Russell Laidler as we come round to complete another lap here at Indianapolis.
Strangely, I don't have any interval information for the front guys. I'm not sure what's going on with the timing screen here, but it looks to be about half a second that he's got in the lead at the moment. 14 laps will be the duration of this race. We've had 2 of them already. About to start lap 3 now. Laidler's not really under any pressure at this range, is he? He's going to be closed up on fairly soon, but the draft's not that strong, and Katz in the background looking for a way around Jeroen Kaiser. Won't find it, and has to settle for 5th place at the moment. Rushworth, though, has moved past his Movigo teammate Linus Broström into 6th place. Lopez and Savidovic have both jumped past David Baker, so they're in 8th and 9th right now. Ellis Stevens holding on to 2nd place very, very well from Stefan Hug at the moment.
Yeah, he's keeping an inside line as Stefan Hug goes round the outside. He'll have to cut back in there. He'll be out on the dirty part of the track. He's trying to get a good run onto the back straight. I think Ellis Stevens locks his brakes a bit there. However, now Stefan Hug is in the slipstream. Can he have a go? I think he's a bit too far back to have a go into the left-hander at the end of the back straight.
Oh, and I think something's happened to Lopez. He's slowed right down. Lopez has slowed right down. He's in the middle of the track, though. Everybody trying to pick his way round him. What has happened to Koba Lopez? Let's go back and have another look at that. He's already off there. What's going on here? He was
turned around by Linus Broström in the Movigo car.
Well, we're just watching on the replay now. Well, there's going to be questions there as to whether the track limit is on that white line or not, because Broström wouldn't have been expected to leave the track. But well, now that is a difficult one to call, isn't it? Let's have another look at that one from the rear of Koba Lopez's car. Now that's the question. Did he come across Broström, or should Broström have pulled out of that manoeuvre? And that could have serious implications for the championship, Adam.
Yeah, because Rushworth is now up into 6th. While you're having a look at the replay, the lead the two leaders came to a head. Russell Laidler and Stefan Hoog had a bit of contact damage to Stefan Hoog, but they've managed to both get away with it. It's now given Russell Laidler a 1.2 second lead.
Well, Laidler, I don't believe has won a race this season, and certainly will relish the opportunity to do so for the first time here at Indianapolis, after we gave him such a hard time before the show about his team not doing quite so well. They are 10th out of 12 teams in the championship, but this will certainly not help the results. And what's going on with Hoog? Hoog slowed right down.
I don't know if he put a wheel onto the grass going into that left-hander, but he also has slowed down. Just to bring back up your point about CQR, they started off the season so well. Ashley Sutton won the first race of the season at Silverstone, but it's been bad luck ever since for them now. Stefan Hoog's dropped down to 6th position and gets a bit of a ram from Wojciech Savidovic.
Savidovic up to 7th already then, but Rushworth up to 5th now, challenging Andreas Katz. Katz finds himself in 4th once again. He'll want to go higher than that because Jeroen Kaiser's not that far down the road now. Look at Jamie Rushworth though, he's got down the outside. I would have tried to switch back personally and perhaps look for that inside line. He won't do it this time, but he's on a mission, I think, after losing out on that win so narrowly. Outbreaks himself a little at turn 1 perhaps, and has to stay behind Katz for now. But Ellis Stevens is doing a great job of holding on to that 2nd place, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a 2/10 of a second lead over Jeroen Kaiser. Stefan Hoog has pitted, by the way. He's now out of the contention for this race. However, Dacoba Lopez, he's now in 14th.
So Lopez took the spin from Brewstrom, has some damage, but to the rear of the car. Shouldn't affect him too much. And he is now chasing down Laura Bond, who's in 13th. And an annoyed Spaniard behind you after being spun off by somebody else is not what I want to see, especially not if I was down in sort of 10th or 13th place. So everyone down there is going to have to be a little bit careful. Maybe just move out of his way and let him through. Those guys might have other ideas though. Ellis Stevens, hold on to 2nd. Anyway, go on.
Stelian Shepelevsky up into 20th place. It looks like he could be in with a shot of the top 20 reverse grid pole.
Well, he's made a lot of progress already, and surely these guys will know that he's going to want to get through there pretty quickly. His teammate Janowski is 2 places behind him there, and I don't see Stanimir Zuzov tonight at all. So I don't think we were talking about him before the show, but he's not part of this race at all. Problems for Peter Van Gula. He's down in 33rd place right now, so he's lost a whole load of places. Not sure what's happened to him, but our favourite for starting in race 3 in pole position is probably not going to do so, Adam.
No, it's a shame for him because he's had such a good run in race 2 the last few times. Jeroen Kaiser up into 2nd place, down the inside of Ellis Stevens. He's now up into 2nd place. Can he catch Russell Laidler?
Well, Laura Bond just taking 12th place. Sorry, we're looking at different things at the moment, but Laura Bond just snatched 12th place away from Ben Gregory, who, don't forget, made contact with the back of her teammate in the last race, Adam Terry, and effectively ended Adam Terry's race. Koba Lopez is right behind these guys though. He's the driver in the eBay car in 14th, just behind them. Can he get through, and how quickly? He's going to be looking around the back of this Chrome Restart car right now. I don't think he'll waste any time, will he, Adam?
No, he's going to have a look down the inside. Gregory gives him just enough room. Lopez still behind. Can he go around the outside into this corner? No, he thinks better of it. Stays behind. I wonder if he's thinking about getting a good slipstream on the banking and then going for that place. 13th place these two are battling over.
Well, you have to remember as well that some of these drivers, I mean, these guys are quite high up in the field, but the further back you go in the field, the less experience these guys have of driving in traffic and having faster guys behind them. So it's more precarious. If you're racing with some guy at the front, you're likely to be shown some respect, enough room, and the correct lines, but that might not be the case towards the back of the grid. And all these drivers, Chepelewski and Lopez, picking their way through the field, are going to have to be aware of this, Adam, and make sure that nothing untoward comes of them.
Yeah, thanks to these reverse grid races, this gives the people that we don't usually see at the front their big shot at having a win in the BSRTC, and therefore they're going to be a bit unpredictable to the people that we see usually at the front. Around us, there's a bit of contact there between one of the Yuasa cars and Laura Bond, that's Smolensky. looks like they've been able to get away with it though.
Well, Smolenski's car is all kinds of beaten up already. He is not really a surprise there. And Smolenski's just a moving chicane at the moment. He really needs to get that car sorted out. Sliding it all over the place, and he's really slow on corner exit. Up in front of these guys, Bridgestrom and Simon Field are having a good old battle. Laura Bond is now up to 11th, so who have we lost? Jamie Rushworth down to 14th. What's happened to Rushworth? Well, I don't think either of us in the box knows what happened to Rushworth there, but he's down to 14th. He slipped behind Lopez.
Contacts between him and Andreas Katz. They were side by side, and oh blimey, Katz just turned in on him. I don't know what happened there, but Rushworth is now down in 14th place.
And was that on the current lap?
Yes, it was.
Well, let's go back and have another look at that one then. We'll see if we can find that on the replay. Here's side by side Andreas Katz and Jamie Rushworth. Well, that's a peculiar move from Katz, isn't it?
Schumacher style turn in on him there.
Alright, let's have a look on. This is the onboard from Katz. He's got Ellis Stevens on his left as we look at it now. Do you think he just wasn't aware that possibly wasn't aware that Rush was there?
Yeah, possibly a bit too much steering.
No, there's counter steer on. I tell you what it is. I think he's got too heavy on the brakes and lost control of the car on turn in. I think that's possibly what it is. He immediately, if he wanted to turn in that soon, he wouldn't have steered the other way, surely. Well, Rushworth will be absolutely fuming with that one. Yeah, meanwhile, Lopez has got past Laura Bond and Smolenski and is now up to 10th.
Yeah, great job by Dejko Lopez. He's up inside the top 10. While we've been looking at all that, Wojciech Savidovic has been up into 3rd place. This is a great opportunity by Savidovic to score some points and close in on Dejko Lopez and Jamie Rushworth.
Absolutely right, Adam. Russell Laidler has led 6 of these laps now, as we're beyond the halfway point in this race. Jeroen Kaiser is in 2nd, but a 2.5 down. So Laidler is looking fairly secure. All he's got to do is hold on to this race for another 6 laps. I say all, still quite a tall order, and that'll be his first win, I think.
Yeah, he managed to break the toe from Jeroen Kaiser while him and the rest of the pack were battling, and now he's got a 1.2 second lead and is lapping at a fairly consistent pace.
Linus Bridgestrom is under attack from Koba Lopez, who's looking to take 9th place away from him. Down the start-finish straight here.
These were the two people that hit each other out. Bostrom gives Lopez a bit more room this time, and Lopez up into 9th place. Oh, is that a blown engine for one of the Triple Eight cars? It saw some smoke.
I'm just trying to figure out who it is. Well, there was definitely some smoke there, wasn't there? We haven't lost anyone from the top 10, so it possibly wasn't on the lead lap.
It was Ellis Stevens. He's dropped down to 7th place, I think.
Well, Stevens out of 7th. Oh, a little nudge from behind from Simon Field there. I'm sure that wasn't intentional. That is his teammate Koba Lopez, 2 cars behind as well. So after a great race so far for Stevens, he's started on pole, but he's all the way down to 7th place now. Can he hold on for a top 10 finish? That's the question. 9 laps. So 5 more to go around Indianapolis Road. Simon Field will be looking for a way round though. And he knows if he doesn't make his way round Ellis Stevens, Koba Lopez will almost certainly be able to get round him.
Yeah, and Lopez had a bit of a look as we came out of that corner, but he thought better of it. He's going to be in the slipstream there as we come up onto the banking through this fast right-hander where we've seen F1 cars have huge shunts. And remember Ralf Schumacher having a big crash here in 2004. No crashes here though, as here come Lopez. He's in the slipstream of Simon Field. Can he get the move done? Will he go to the inside? Simon Field looks to the inside, but I think he's giving Lopez the position. Down the inside goes Lopez, hard on the brakes, the car squirreling underneath him. Is he going to outbrake himself? No, he doesn't. He's through up into 8th place. A good clean move by Dejko Lopez. Next up is his teammate Ellis Stevens.
Oh, I tell you what, that was the absolute limit that car would sustain on the brakes without losing control. You could see how much horizontal movement there was there, but he comes out of that corner as if he was just sort of braking to turn into Tesco or something. Absolutely great bit of braking from Lopez. And don't forget, he was carrying more speed, as Ellis Stevens, his teammate, just lets him through there. He was carrying more speed because of the draft as well, so there's that to take into account.
Yeah, brilliant drive. Yeah, brilliant driving by Adeko Lopez. Managed to get down the inside, and a good move. Shows you how good of a driver he is, and possibly a future champion.
Well, another 14 races and we will know. Tim Mawson, though. Tim Mawson is in 4th place. And one thing we never actually cleared up for you guys about Tim Mawson is a couple of seasons ago we showed you some footage of Tim Mawson going into the back of Stelian Chapelewski, who was championship leader at the time, and we said Tim Mawson was a back marker, and he wasn't a back marker at the time. So let's just clear that one up on BSRTV. He was on the lead lap, although he did take out Stelian Chapelewski. So a minor detail there. Anyway, he is in 4th place. Here comes Katz in the background, looking for a way round. Oh!
Savinovic and Kaiser, they're having a bit of a door banging match as they come round. Kaiser manages to hold on to 2nd place though, and Tim Mawson's dropping down the order.
Oh, we changed away from him just at the wrong moment there. Let's go back to Tim Mawson. What has happened to him? That's that corner we've just seen there. Well, a dive down the inside from David Baker, and Mawson. Wow, he just tried to take his normal line. I'm not sure if Mawson should have been aware that Baker was doing that or not, but didn't, and that's cost him. So what a shame for Tim Mawson, who was in 4th place. Oh, and he's off again! As we return to the live pictures, Mawson has spun it around once again.
Curse of the commentators right there.
Just about gets the car out of the way and going again, down to 23rd. I think he's going to have to, he's got too much damage here. He's going to have to pull this one off, so Mawson's out of the race. Well, I'm sorry to have cursed him by talking about him too much there, but it's amazing how often that happens. It is a real thing, the commentators curse, and it's a terrible thing as well. I don't know how it works. Maybe we need a scientist on the show to tell us all about how that works, or a psychologist or whatever. And look at this now, Savinovic 3rd. Jeroen Kaiser's in 2nd once again. Can Savinovic get the job done? He's been guided down the outside by Kaiser. Both drivers trying to get on the brakes there. Side by side once again. Savinovic almost losing the back end on the Kia Optima there, and Kaiser doesn't want to give this one up, does he, Adam?
No, he had a great race free at Road America, managed to get a runners-up spot, and I think he wants to do the same here. Adeko Lopez, by the way, up into 4th place past David Baker. He looks like to be scoring well again this time round.
Well, he just keeps on doing it, doesn't he? Linus Broström spun him round for whatever reason, not apportioning blame, just saying. Lopez was spun round by Kobe Lopez. Your mic's stuck open there, Adam. So Linus Broström, anyway, spun him round. He got it going again. Where was he? Down to 14th, I think, at that stage of the race, and he's now in 4th place. So great drive once again.
I think that's as far forward as he's going to get, because he's got a 4-second gap, I think, to Wojciech Savinovic, who's now desperate to get past Jeroen Kaiser. Coming around to start the penultimate lap. What can he do?
Well, Kaiser's already made it clear that Savinovic is going to have to pull something very special out of the bag in order to get that 2nd place. He might feel he's not too worried. He might feel 3rd place is fine for him. We'll have to see, but it's a bigger picture to think about because of the team points. He wants to score as many STP Bianco points as he possibly can. Just look at the gap close up as he gets into that slipstream. He's down the inside this time. Little resistance from Kaiser. I'm very surprised here. 2 of them side by side once again. Savinovic is going to get it just about. He's done it, I think.
Yeah, he slams the door in Jeroen Kaiser's face, but it's not over yet. Kaiser wants to have a go down the inside. Oh, they nearly hit each other, but Kaiser now has to drop back. He's now in 3rd position, but he's still in the podium place.
And it's a fairly secure one as well. You can see just in the background as we look back from Savinovic's car how far back Lopez is. He's 3.5 seconds back. He probably close up that gap, but he won't close it up by 3.5 seconds in 2 laps. So it's going to be fairly secure that these guys are on the podium. Russell Laidler looking to take the top spot though. Almost a 2-second advantage now he has over Savinovic, the new 2nd place holder.
Robert Plumley is in 20th place. He looks like he's going to be the pole position man for race 3 at the moment.
Unfortunately, Peter Van Gool's still running, but he's way down in 35th, so no pole position for the Dutchman this time round. Janowski is the man behind Plumley. He won't take that place though. He's too far back. But Chepalewski, I would have thought he moved up further than that. He's only 18th at the moment.
Yeah, maybe he knows he's going to get a good starting spot for the final race and is keeping it conservative. Meanwhile, Jamie Rushworth is up into 11th place. He's managed to gain a few spots back after the contact between him and Andreas Katz. And look who he's closing in on, Andreas Katz. I wonder if he's going to get him on the final lap.
Only one lap to go in which to do it. It's Smolensky behind him, which always makes things interesting when he's around with the green mirrors on that Yuasa car. We'll have to see what happens when he catches up with these guys as well. Jeroen Kaiser is now 3 seconds behind Savidovic, so I'd say it's pretty secure second place for Savidovic. He's cut that gap down massively though. Oh, what's going on here? In the middle of the field, Pete Newman stalls past Ben Gregory, and Adam Terry is all the way down 17th place. And that he's racing side by side with the guy that took him out of the last race, and he's done it again. Gregory takes out Adam Terry once again. Terry is round. He's spinning. He's rolled over. Well, we'll come back to that one in a moment because Layla is about to take this checkered flag now. But Savidovic is right behind him. 2 races in a row. Unbelievable for Adam Terry to be taken out by the same driver as well. So, Layla.
He's going to take CQR back to the top of the...
about.
Yeah, he's going to take CQR back to the top of the podium. Ashley Sutton did it race 1 at Silverstone. He's going to do it again.
Great win for Russell Layla. Second place, Wojtek Savidovic by a tiny margin. Jeroen Kaiser will come home 3rd. Lopez 4th, Baker 5th, then Stevens in 6th place after all that. Brostrom, Simon Field, Laura Bond gets 7th. Rushworth can't find his way past Katz, so Laura Bond gets 9th, sorry, not 7th. Katz 10th, Rushworth 11th. Let's get some of those results up on your screen. I'm going to go back and have a quick look through that footage there because I want to see if we can get that replay from Adam Terry before we go over to the results there. We might need to go back just a little bit further than that on the tape. Yeah, so here we go. I'll have a look at this one on the chopper, if we can, see if we can get an overhead here. So Adam Terry in this STP Bianco car here looks to overtake Ben Gregory. Well, make of that what you will at home. Adam Terry departs the circuit as a result of that contact, and the car actually rolls over on him there. Would have been good for about 14th place for Adam Terry, but it's not to be, Adam, isn't it?
No, it's a bit of a shame for Adam Terry because he's now going to be fighting up from around about 22nd or something on the grid. However, Matt Walker in the KX Club Cars car, no Sebastian Job this race meeting, however, he has got 19th place, and that means he'll be on the front row of the grid for this final race.
It'll be a very good race indeed for Matt Walker if he can hold on to anything like the front row. I'm going to go over to 9th place finisher Laura Bond because Laura had a fantastic race this time round, and well, 9th place, Laura, fantastic race. You must be thrilled.
Good evening, Chris. Yeah, that was good fun racing.
You had a tough time racing against the likes of Katz and Alexander Smolensky for a while, and you managed to get the jump on, well, both of them.
Yeah, Slemensky, I'm not sure if you caught that. I'm not sure if I got it fairly, and I was wondering whether I should have given the place back, but I didn't think I could give it back without Jamie getting past and maybe Andy, so I've kept it, so maybe I was in the wrong there.
We didn't see it on BSR TV, unfortunately. What we did see, though, was 2 races in a row. It looks to us on the cameras like Adam Terry won't be sending a birthday card to Ben Gregory.
No, I think it's 1 each there.
So, those two both come into blows, and well, Adam doesn't seem to be too put off. He got straight back into the second race, and I expect he'll do the same in the third, will he? Your STP teammate?
Yeah, absolutely. I expect Adam to come steaming through from there. And he'll have Wodge starting in 19th as he finished second, so the pair of them can help each other out coming through.
So it's all looking good for STP Bianco, and that big prize at the end of the season is like low-hanging fruit, and you guys are going to be doing your best to pick it off the tree. What's the chance of you guys taking this championship at this stage of the season?
Oh, I don't know about that. There's 4 teams that are really quite strong, and with so many points at stake each race, it can be anybody still. We're all really close. It's good fun.
Excellent. Well, the fun's the main thing, obviously, with this series. It's good to know that you guys are still having it, which is fantastic. And who is your favourite for the final race to take the victory?
Oh, who's starting on pole? Rusty won that one, didn't he? I haven't clocked who finished 20th.
So it's Janowski and Matt Walker, according to our information.
Ah, good for them. Well, Janowski will do his best if he can. Well, nobody can get away in this track, can they? So it's going to be really close. I see Cheppy's there in 17th. My money's on Cheppy.
Okay, thanks, Laura.
Thanks for that.
It's Laura Bond for STP Bianco. Interestingly, Laura did say 1 each on the Ben Gregory incident, so obviously it feels like the second one was possibly Adam Terry to blame for that one. We did say make your mind up at home on that one. So what did you make of that, Adam?
Yeah, an interesting perspective from Laura on that. Yeah, Adam Terry, it's a bit of a shame for him because he's going to be starting 21st on the grid, which is 1 place outside that top 20 reverse grid spot. But back to what Laura Bond said, she thought Stelian Chepolewski could win this race. If he wins, it's going to be Yuasa's first race win of the season after limited success last season.
Well, Cheppy needs to win one, I think, is the main thing. Let's hope he can do it in the final race, which is coming your way in about 10 minutes' time here on BSR TV. There's some kind of sport going on involving kicking a pig's bladder around and diving on the floor a lot. I don't know what all that's about, but I hope you're going to choose to join us instead of joining those guys. It's not like it's a big world event or anything like that, but round 21 from Indianapolis is coming your way in about 10 minutes time. So from me and Adam in the commentary box, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in a moment.